Have you ever had a dream, possibly, of having your own Hangout on Air show? Do you watch us have so much fun and wish, I want to do that, but think you can't? Or maybe you want to be a dancer, or maybe you want to be a teacher, or maybe you have a dream inside and maybe you think you're getting too old, or you're not smart enough, or you don't have the resources. Is that what you think? Well, we're here to tell you that you can do it. You can do it. Each of us here had a dream, and each of us are living it. And the beauty of our dreams is we could have a dream, and as long as we start, it can take on a whole new avenue, and it could be better than you ever thought. And we have people who's going to share that with us tonight. But first, I just want to say I'm excited because I had a dream. I had a dream to have, well, actually, somebody else had this dream for me, and we'll meet him soon. This is my 1-year anniversary of the Hangout with Penny show. 1 year ago tonight, I opened up the show by saying, "Are you alone on Friday night?" Well, so many of you, that has been solved because you hang out with me on Friday night. Because this is the law of attraction. Hangout with Penny show. Hang out with Penny every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And many of you are making me a weekly habit.
Yay!
And for those of you that have made me a habit, you will know that I have a whole different background because I'm starting a whole new year. And that means all new things are coming into my life with the show and with plans for the show. And so, yeah, so I plan on being here for another year. So Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can go to my website, hangoutwithpenny.com, and you can sign up there, and we will give you the link, the live link. Also, we will then send you the recording because many of you, Friday nights, you go out. You have a life on Friday nights. But Saturday mornings may be a little boring for you, so you can get on the Hangout with Penny show and watch. And you know what else we love to do? For those of you that have been watching for the last 41 episodes, yeah, you'll know that one of my favorite things to do is introduce you to the wine of the week. Well, because this is a celebration and I have four wonderful, wonderful guests with me tonight, friends with me, and we're going to introduce them in just a moment. And they all know that I love to celebrate with a little bit of wine. But because this is a celebration, I got some wine. I mean, I got some champagne. And you know what the name of this is? Entourage. I'm like, I got an entourage tonight. That's what I'm going to say. So, cheers. I was going to open it. I have a little story. I was going to open it right now and celebrate, but I thought, what if it like just shoots off? So I opened it in the kitchen, and guess what? It did. All over my kitchen floor, all over everywhere. So we would have had a mess. So I listened to my instincts. So cheers.
You get cheers. What you vibrate, Penny.
Speaking of that, Judy, you get what you vibrate. Going back, way back to episode number 1 year ago tonight, my wine that night was Lucky Penny. And I said on that night, I'm going to have, well, actually I thought it'd be Lucky Penny wine, but here's my whole point about just start. If you have a dream or if you have a desire, just start doing something to move towards it. As I said, I was going to have free wine on my show. I was going to have wine on my show every Friday night. Well, guess what? I began a new career. It's just a part-time thing just to kind of get me out in the public more often. And I'm going to get paid to learn all about wine. And part of the perks are I'm going to get free wine. So I'm going to be having free wine every Friday night on my Hangout with Penny show. So that is just an incredible manifestation because I just said that that's what I wanted, and I let that happen. And it did. So law of attraction, match vibrations.
Yay!
Yeah. So I'm excited. Can you tell? I have such a wonderful, wonderful group of people with me right now, and I would like to bring out, see this book right here? See this book? Law of Attraction, Michael Losier. This book got me here. Michael, come on out and say hi.
Hey, Penny. Hello, everybody on Hangout with Penny. Happy Friday night.
Thank you, Michael. Michael is the host of the Hangout with Michael show, so some of you may know me from there as well. We've been hanging out there 98 times, Judy and I, and Michael Losier. So, yeah, we've been having a lot of fun. And Michael came into my life. Well, I'll show you. I wish I had dated it, but I am a big believer in writing things down. And I listened to a web class or webinar, teleclass or something it was, years ago, and I wrote this down. Don't not know. Reset. Look at this. Words are important. Don't not know. So what do I want? I didn't know who you were, Michael. I didn't know anything about you. But I knew. I
didn't know you either.
Now look at us. Can't get rid of me now. But I knew there was something really important. I didn't know what, because it was my first encounter with you. I didn't know what it was, but I knew there was something really important with this. And here we are. Michael went to Malaysia or Singapore, and he went to Miami to do speaking engagements, razzle-dazzle people in person. And I hosted the Hangout with Michael shows. So, thank you very much, Michael. You've been a big, big, big influence in my life, and I really appreciate you. So we'll come back and hear a tip that you have for our viewers about what you did to build your dream. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Judy, I want you to come out because we've been spending the last 98 episodes with Michael, plus all the ones in between learning, and plus all the times like he wants us to do what? He wants us to have our own what?
Yeah.
And you have your own Hangout with Judy show, and so just come out and say hi, Judy.
Hi, everybody. Congratulations, Penny. I am so happy and so proud of you because just like what you just said, I remember you going, he wants us to do what? I'm not sure about this. And then it was like, oh, I'm going to do this. And the next thing you know, the first show was there. And, you know, it's just amazing watching how much you've grown. We've all grown together. So congratulations, Penny.
Thank you. And just 2 weeks ago, after all this time, Judy and I met in person. So she came to visit me in Wasaga Beach. So, Cindy, you're the next one on my list because I have yet to meet you in person, and I know that's in the works. So, Cindy, you've been a big influence in my life as well, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. So come out and say hi, Cindy.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Penny. I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy for everybody who watches you because you are like a breath of fresh air, a bubble of joy. It's just really wonderful. And I'm so glad that you've done this so that people get to experience the beauty of Penny Peddie.
Jeez, thank you. Can you see me going red? Am I red? Thank you.
It's true. You're welcome.
And so my next friend is Lucinda. I met Lucinda when I went to Vancouver to be certified to be a Law of Attraction facilitator through Michael Losier's program. And he has a new format now, so I hope he'll mention that before the end of the show. So, Lucinda, I met you in person, and the only thing I wish now is I wish I knew you as much then as I do now. We would have drank more wine together. So come on, hi.
I can easily say that if you'd had a white, we would have been drinking all day. So it's so wonderful to be here. I so enjoy hanging out with you. You know, we've had several different episodes together on various topics, and I'm very honored that you included me in tonight's show. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. And so this is my 42nd episode, and you think, well, a year is 52 weeks if you're doing every week. There were times when I had a couple of holidays in between, and I went to England. That was fun. But I did have some times where I thought, I can't do this anymore. I just have to quit because there was just too much going on in my life. But it was my desire to be able to share what I know with people, and this was such a perfect. I mean, where else can I go that I can drink wine and and enjoy myself, but yet still be able to share in what I've learned? And so this platform for me really, really works. And I have the greatest followers, and I have to thank you, Michael, because you've had me on your show all that time, and many people got to know me through your show, which then crossed over and started watching my show, started sharing it, and I started getting popular. So I just want to say, our very first episode, ladies, we have 1,250 views on episode number 1 of the Hangout with Penny Show, so that is really awesome.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get the sounds up here. Let me see if I can push this.
Good job.
And I also remember saying that for some of you that might know me from my Facebook page or the Hangout with Michael show, or maybe you're one of the 21,000 views I've had on my Google Plus profile page. Well, it's up to 168,000 views,
Wow.
so maybe you're one of them.
Wow.
So, thank you. Yeah. So, let's just get on to what people are saying then before we get into some tips with my beautiful friends on the panel to tell us what their tips are about how they are manifesting their dreams. So we're going to go with episode number 41. Michael was on the show with me. Oh, I don't really need these. And so Michael, he was teaching us how to make money, teaching the law of attraction. So Karen Riggio, she says, another great show. I have been saying, what do I want for weeks now, and journaling in the morning about my answers. Very helpful to begin the process of creating the next stage of my life. Also, I love your acknowledgement that the yucky stuff that happens to us should be looked at briefly.
Yeah.
Briefly. Actually, I think the contrast is really helpful in motivating me to ask myself, so, what do I want? I look forward to Michael and your show each week. They have become a habit I truly enjoy. I am both very grateful to both of you and for the law of attraction for sending me to you. So, Michael, that's a wonderful compliment for the both of us there, so thank you. Michael Jackson.
That would be interesting.
Oh, here we go. The giddies are coming. Hang on. Sorry. Oh, are you watching Monique Jackson? Okay, she says, hi, Penny. Very inspiring episode. You've helped raise my excitement to become a facilitator. I just love that Michael and his trainers are genuinely creating a community, generously creating a community and cultivation of deliberate creation that is raising vibrations worldwide. I really enjoy the summary of the signature presentation and accelerated learning techniques. You're doing amazing work.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monique.
Yeah. And I'm going to read one more because these are lengthy. And as you can see, I need short things to read right now. So this one was from Cindy Pohl, and she says, thanks, Penny and Michael. Michael, I like your idea of your friends leaving their cell phones at home when they visit. I want you to mention that too, Michael. When they visit. I find it extremely rude when you're talking to someone and they are checking their phone. It's actually saying, hey, this device here in my hand is far more important than you are. I actually stop talking when people look at their phone while supposedly talking to me. Great show, and I'm looking so forward to myself taking the facilitator course. I am really excited. Yeah. Yay, Cindy.
Well, she's in New Zealand.
Yep.
And to get her started, I've given her an assignment. She's going to take the certification in the fall,
yep.
But I've got her to set up a meetup group, and it was her and somebody else in a coffee shop. And now there's like 10 of them that are meeting at the library. So it only took 2 to get it started, and now she's meeting with 8 people, and she's starting to lead the group. So she's taken on great leadership skills. So shout out to Cindy in New Zealand.
Yes, very, very, very good. Very good. So, Michael, can you just take a minute to briefly, because I know the topic could go on a little bit. What was she talking about? What was she talking about the cell phone thing?
Oh, the cell phone thing. Oh, today on today's show, Hangout with Michael, episode number 98, we were talking about setting and keeping boundaries. And so as of last week, I have a new boundary in my home, and I posted this on Facebook, and I also put it on my door. And on Facebook said, if you're coming to spend time with me in my home, leave your cell phone at home. And then I got backlash. So the visitors are cut in half. But you know what? The ones that came never touched their cell phones. And the ones that still want to be on their cell phone are trying to justify it. One friend said, well, I'm not going to stay very long. It's like, see you later. Like, is that not a perfect match? So yeah,
well,
that's talking about boundaries, and that's what she's referring to.
Yes, and we call them vibrational boundaries, and it's really important. It's minding your own vibration, and which is really minding your own business, because when we start getting involved in other people's business, oh boy, yeah. Been there, done that. So we're going to go on now. So Judy, come out and share with us. You're doing your own hangout with. So we're just sharing about what our passions were, what our dreams were. I want to give people, because the whole purpose of the Hangout with Penny Show is to empower people and inspire you and just to uplift you and educate you, and also to just give you that encouragement that, you know what, you can do it. You can do it. And so maybe you're going to start small. Yeah, that's okay. Little things lead to big things. The key is just to start. And once you start, great things happen. Judy, you started the Hangout with Judy show, and what has developed from that? Can you share it with us, please?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was like Penny when Michael had first said for us to keep our eye out because we were going to be doing this next. I was like, oh, I don't know about that now. And then it happened. And the thing about it is, it's a matter of, you know, when you make a decision that you're going to do something, it's all about staying in alignment with that. You know, I had other people saying things to me. I was saying stuff to myself, girl, you can't do this. I don't know what you're thinking. And, you know, you have enough to talk about. And anybody who watches my show knows I have plenty to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Or if anybody's been through my training classes, like, it'll intend to be an hour and we'll go an hour and a half. So y'all know how that goes, right? So, yeah, so it's just, I got, throughout the whole thing, I've been very selective about what I will allow myself to embrace in my own vibrational bubble. And so even if it's my own self, my own fears and doubts that is trying to tell me I can't do something, then, you know, it's like I have a choice to embrace that and then stay there with that, or say, you know what, I'm going to create a new thought about this, because a thought's just a thought, and a thought can be changed.
That's right.
Yeah, so to me, I have selective hearing, seeing, thinking, and I only allow myself to do those things that are in alignment with that I want. So. And it works. It's so easy.
Yes, and you've created programs now. You're doing training programs, and you know, you're helping people when dealing with panic attacks and anxiety, and you have a very strong ability. Maybe that's an incorrect choice of word, but you've lived it. You've lived it, so you have the knowledge to be able to help people get through that, and you do it very well. So kudos to you. Lots happen. Hey, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
That was my motto, and that still is, because anything can happen.
Absolutely.
And so Cindy, I had you on my show, and you are actually, at the time, you were a fill-in because Lucinda was actually scheduled to be on the show, and she got food poisoning or something was like really going on, and like 10 minutes beforehand or something was like, she can't do it. So Cindy, you stepped in, and we started talking about a business that you had started about I'm Your Good Company, and that was about traveling with people and take them on excursions, but that has totally evolved into something totally different. So you followed a dream that took a different avenue. Can you share that with us, Cindy?
Well, I can, Penny, and thanks. What I think I would like to focus on is the thing that scared me the most, which was the kindnessology. And I had gone and spouted my mouth off and said that I was going to send a video to Ellen DeGeneres, and I did it.
Yes, you did.
I sent a video, and then about a month and a half later, I sent another submission. And what I'm suggesting to Ellen is that she start a new segment on her show called the Ellen Show Us Your Kindness America. But you know, just what you all are talking about, and it is law of attraction. What we focus on expands. And you know, so many people say you've got to take action, and you do, but what I find is that when I focus on it enough, I get moved into action. I find myself doing the things that I said I was going to do, even though it really, really frightened me. So, you know, this stuff works. Listening to Michael and Penny and Judy and Lucinda, you know, we're talking about how our lives work and what we're doing that make our lives work. And it's no easier for us. It's just that we've learned to stick with it. And if you stick with it, I promise you're going to end up doing some things that you think you would never, ever do. So thank you. Thanks.
Oh, and Cindy, that is so true. And for several months, we were in a mastermind group together because we were in a law of attraction business course. Yes. Of Michael's. That's how we got connected, and we began to we developed a mastermind, and so we were through quite a bit of stepping stones with each other about, oh, I can't do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm not going to do it, and we were there to support. We were there to support each other. So it's wonderful when you can get with a group that really supports. So masterminds are a wonderful thing, and I'd like to give a shout out to the other ones that were with us. There was Victoria Villner from France, and there was Jeffrey X. Lane from Victoria, and he was a wonderful man. And a big shout out to Mark Teague. He's the one that developed my intro, and he did my banner, my Hangout with Penny banner here, and he does brilliant work, and I'm just so thankful that I was involved with these wonderful people, that they encouraged me, because it was because of your encouragement, Cindy and Jeffrey and Mark and Victoria, that I'm here too. So thank you very much for that. So big shout out to you guys for that. And so Michael, again, that's part of the beauty of being involved in you as far as your facilitation and your programs, is you offer the support. And it's not like take the course and you're gone. It's like you are there for us, and you know, that's very important. So Lucinda,
you know, I tell you, every time I come on this show, I have an idea about things that I'm going to share, and then of course I end up taking a tangent that ends up being the right thing for the people who are watching. Pretty sure tonight's going to be the same thing. So for over the course of this year, and I think somewhat in line with what everybody is saying, I have a dream that I've been nurturing little bit by little bit by little bit. And the reason for that is because I've been in a corporate job for too long. And when you talk about what you focus on, you get more of. I've definitely proven that. And when you focus on what it is that you want, you take one more little step forward. And so for those of you who maybe feel somewhat stuck, or feel like it's never ever going to happen, I'm telling you, it will happen. So I have proof of that in all areas of my life, and so I'm here tonight just to encourage you, because at the end of the day, we only have today. And I am a bit emotional tonight, because tonight is a month since my mom died, and it was very sudden and it was unexpected. And I know that there are people out there right now who maybe they have somebody that they're kind of upset with, or maybe they have somebody that they haven't talked with for a while and they keep crossing their mind. I am so incredibly grateful that the morning that she passed, that I called her, and my son had an opportunity to talk with her. And so the things that I hear, because I'm very auditory, by the way, in terms of communication styles, I hear her voice in my head from that last morning's conversation. And those are precious memories. So my goal to be on here tonight was to share and to tell people, keep moving towards your dream, because it doesn't matter how small the step is, it matters that you take that step. And if there is someone that's crossing your mind right now, pick up the telephone, write a letter, do whatever you can so that you can actually imagine their smile and see them in person and hear their voice one more time. That's what I wanted to share tonight.
Thank you. That is an important message. It's something that we all need to hear, because life is precious. Yes. And we don't know when that time is for our journey to go somewhere else. So we did a show on that, didn't we, ladies, about do you have, is love, I guess it was called are you holding love back or something by, if there's someone in your life that, maybe you should just forgive. And tell them you're sorry, or tell them you love them. Is there something that you want to say to somebody? Because we actually said on the show, sometimes you never get that chance. Lucinda was fortunate that she got the chance. So if there's someone in your life that you feel that it's time to make that phone call or write that letter, then that's Lucinda's message for you tonight. My gosh. So the last time all 5 of us were together, do you remember what episode it was, everybody? One of the reasons why I wanted to do the Hangout with Penny show, and I chose Friday nights, because many people, if they're alone, or maybe they're with a significant other, but they feel alone, it's someplace to come to hang out and just be uplifted. And yeah, sometimes our topics might be a little bit, but most times I like to make them fun. And this episode number 3, what was the name of that? It was Simple Strategies to Create Your Online Dating Profile. Do you remember how much fun we had on that show, everybody?
I know, we laughed a lot. We laughed a lot.
Yeah, so we go back. Michael actually said to me, he says, if I were to go back and watch that show, I'd probably make you take it off the air.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, go watch it tonight, because
it was fun. It was so much fun.
Traditional silliness with a glass of wine.
We had a lot of fun. We did. So this has been the Hangout with Penny show. The time is just like flowing by, because I'd like to keep our shows at 30 minutes. You know what? My last week's show was 30 minutes and 1 second. How's that for a good job? I just want to... I'm going to come back and get you all to give me your final words. Before I do that, I just want to mention that this is my 1-year celebration. Thank you. I see there's so many comments out there. There's so many well wishes, and thank you very much, everybody. I read all your messages, and I read all your comments, and I read all your private messages, and I'm really touched and honored that you reach out to me, and so thank you for that. I do have a community that when we're not hanging out here, we can hang out there, and I just did a video, an intro video that I'm going to be doing a 5-part video series on Purpose with Penny. 5
Yay.
ways to start your day the positive way. And so I did one video already today, and it was supposed to be private, but somehow it got into Michael's viewing eyes, and he sent me a nice message, and he's like, maybe you could be a little cheery. Want to try it again? I'm like, oh yeah.
Permission to give you feedback before I gave it to you.
Yeah, you do, because you're my coach anyway. Yeah, so I thank you for that, because I redid it. I deleted it. But I knew at the time when I did it. So anyway, my community is Penny Peddie's Law of Attraction Center, and you can find it down there, pennypeddie.com/home/community. It is a private community, so you will have to request to enter to join, and then I will accept it. So this 5-part video series is exclusively just for you, and so come on, join, because when we're not hanging out here, we're hanging out there, and that's where you're going to find out all kinds of information about the law of attraction, and get to know me a little bit better, and everybody else that's in the community. So it's a good incentive to join the Hangout with Penny show. I also have another one. Tana Marshall's been a real regular on my show, and she's been a real inspiration to me. She is a full-time caregiver for her mom, and the two of us, as for many of you may know, who's been watching me over the course of the year, know that I did come back to Wasaga Beach to be a caregiver for my mom. She has since been put in long-term care. So Tana and I started a G+ community. Michael's in this too now because he's been going through stuff. Enlightened Caregivers Support Group, Community Support Group. It is a public group, so you can just go on over there and come on in. And we are just to support each other, to give each other just some tips on how to get through certain things, and just sometimes a place to vent. We need to get it off our out of our head and just get it out and move on briefly, right? It's all about being brief. And then Michael, he posted a beautiful picture of his mom and him, and so yeah, so that's kind of, it's just a nice place that we can go as caregivers and just find a little bit of relief and support. So if you have a dream, just imagine what a year from now, just imagine what your life could be like.
I love that.
1 year from now. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. You could be having your own hangout. I was going to say your own Hangout with Penny Show. Your own hangout show. Or you could be doing a radio show. Or you could be teaching dance. Or you could be doing, if you can dream it, you can do it, because that's what a dream is. If that dream has come into your mind, it means you're to pursue it. It could take on a different path, just like Cindy, just like all of us. We've had certain ways. So, all right. Let's come back on with my wonderful guests and wonderful guests. Can I really call you guests? Like Michael, tell us a little bit about your program that you have, and then.
Yeah, as I'm listening tonight, I was reminded when I was still working for the government full time. I remember reading a book by Barbara Scher.
Oh, she's great.
Yes, it was called Wishcraft, which meant that you got together with like-minded people. And I read the book, and I would go to people's houses, I remember this so clearly, with my flip chart, and I would facilitate a wishcraft session at nighttime. And I remember the quote, and you know, I think most people can relate to it. I certainly got to where I am today because of this quote, and the quote is, and it's a Barbara Scher quote, is, "Others have more courage for you than you do yourself."
I agree.
So when you talk about me stretching you to have your own show, and well, somebody stretched me to have my certification, do a certification, and then they stretch me again. In other words, others have more courage for me than I do for myself. So all of us have a common denominator, is that we reached out and we asked other people, and we got stretched by other people with our ideas, and we calculated our risk. It was scary, but it was calculated. In other words, it was a safe way to take a risk, because you guys had me, and I had you, and Judy had Penny, and I'm thinking of your show development, right? You weren't just thrown out there and do it on your own. So I'll say it again, Barbara Scher, that's S-H-E-R. Others have more courage for you than you do for yourself. That's kind of paraphrased because I don't have it in front of me. That's what I wanted to share tonight.
Excellent.
Yes, Michael, I remember when we first started, even before I became a facilitator, before I went to Vancouver and met you in person and took your program, but I remember I started coaching. You were coaching me on how I could teach people what you did, and I was really shy. I wouldn't get in front of a camera, and oh my goodness, and yet you said those words to me. I'll hold the courage for you.
And no one can be shy around Michael. He brings it out of you.
Well, here's another thing I tell people, thank you, Lucinda. I tell them this, I say, I'll match your energy.
Yes.
If you drag your ass, I'll drag mine. If you want to work overtime, I'll work overtime. And that's what I do. And sometimes I lose clients because I'm not willing to chase them. And sometimes I'm trying to keep up to clients because they're firecrackers, like Nick Pereira.
Yes.
Give him 10 things, he turns it into 20, and then comes back with an updated on 30. It's like, oh, okay, let me catch up to that for a minute. So,
Nick has a wonderful story. He was on my show, oh boy, maybe episode 13 or somewhere. It was that you can be, do, or have anything, and he shared his personal story about what his life was like 6 or 7 years ago and how he's transformed and what he's doing now with his life. Yeah. So, you know, a lot can happen in a year. So what are you going to do a year from now? I remember a story. It's not really a story. It's a true story. My friend, going back several years when I was at a place of employment where I didn't want to be anymore, just because I felt something in me that I knew I was ready to move on, but I was afraid. I was afraid. Just like Cindy said, I was afraid. But I remember it was dinner time, and my friend, I was talking again about how I didn't want to be in my job, and she said to me, well, when are you going to do something about it? I've been hearing you say the same thing for 5 years already.
Ooh, I love her. She's my new BFF.
I know. And it was stung a little bit. It stung, but it was like, She is so right. She is so right. And those words stayed with me. So I ask you, where are you going to be a year from now, right? You can do it. Little steps. Get a book. Get that book Michael just suggested. Start watching shows. Do something to go towards your dream. And, you could find out that it could totally change.
And find one person that's willing to meet you at a coffee shop once a week so you can say, here's what I did last week. Nothing? Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do next week. And get someone that's willing to do that. And I promise you, we talked about it tonight, that meeting caused you to include the vibration of what you wanted, and you cannot not get it matched. So if you only meet once a week, at least you've included the vibration of your desire longer than you didn't if you didn't meet. And one of those thoughts is going to collect another one and gather another one and gather another one. And before you know it, you can't wait to go back to that place and meet the person. And before you know it, you're going to attract like-minded people. And then before you know it, you're going to lead mastermind teams. And then before you know it, you're going to be on stage teaching about it. But right now, just find one person to meet.
And it's really important to know the principles of the law of attraction, because you could get that one person, and it's really important.
You want them to be a match.
You want them to be a match and going towards what you are, what you're wanting. So, yeah. Judy, what do you have to say for final words for our viewers?
Oh, I just want to say that, you know what, it doesn't matter where you are in your life right now. You could be at the bottom of the barrel like I was a few years ago, and all it takes is just a decision, and then things change when you stay in alignment with that. Because my life changed quickly, and just like it's been 1 year, just 1 year ago, Penny started this show, and she has touched so many people's lives, and so many people are in love with Penny, including myself. I love you. So just like Penny said, if you have something you want to do, then now's a really good time to go ahead and include it in your vibration so that law of attraction can match it and watch it manifest.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you. Love you too. Cindy.
Penny. Yeah, okay, I have a quote too that I love. John F. Kennedy said to a German scientist named Werner von Braun, "What would it take to put a man on the moon?" Now he's talking to a scientist. What would it take to put a man on the moon? And von Braun answered with, "The will to do so."
Mm-hmm.
The will to do so, which is just what we're talking about. And what we're all saying is that even if you don't have the will to do so right now, if you just keep focusing on it, you'll get the will to do it. And it's the steps that you take. And then you look back on your life and it's unrecognizable.
That's Lisa Nichols. She says that. My life is barely unrecognizable because she just followed her path, right? She just did it, and she goes out. And I was just watching an interview with, he was just on Dancing with the Stars. He was on Shark Tank.
Oh,
yeah.
Robert Herjavec.
Yeah. Yes. And, gosh, I'll have to come back with what I was going to say. So, Lucinda, come on out, and what do you have to say for your final words?
As I had mentioned earlier, it doesn't matter where you are today. Keep that dream alive, and just know that you only have today, so do something today. Doesn't matter if it's just reading a book. Doesn't matter if it's actually saying what you want to someone else. Do one thing today because you only have today.
That's true. Right.
It is true.
Yeah. Michael, thank you very much. Judy, thank you very much. Cindy, thank you. Lucinda, thank you. You've been there for me from the beginning. I have so many people to thank, so many facilitators that's been on my show, so many wonderful supporters and friends and all over the world, from India and Israel and the UK and New Zealand and Australia and Italy and all over the United States, all over Canada. I'm humbled, so thank you very much. And yeah, hey, We're going to see you next week. Hang out with Penny. Come back and join me again next week. So thank you, everybody. This has been the 1-year anniversary of the Hang Out with Penny show.
Bye.
And I am so thrilled that you're all with me. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.